Good evening, race fans, and welcome along to your Sunday night serving of sim racing on Twitch. It is the QRT Wild Things Racing Sunday Night League on ACC. It is season number 2. It is round number 4. We're here for Imola this evening. It will be an absolute perler, as they say. GT3s, GT4s, and myself, John Wright, taking you through all of the action from tonight's proceedings. There we go. Being rather weird there. Last week's race. An absolute cracker. Damien Konzing taking the top spot, as he often does. GT4s are out on track at the moment. It was Arnaud Delazus in second and Johnny Murasaki in third. Konzig with a clean sweep though, bringing home the fastest lap in the pro split. In the silvers, Rafe Wilsonen followed by Piotr Janziuski on the top two spots of the silver split podium. Jasper Wiesenberg though finishing in third and bringing home the fastest lap points. And in the GT4s, Penelope Dobbins topped the timing charts and came across the line in first place. Jerome Jongen in second and Alex Curto in third place. Curto, again, much like the silver split in the GT3s, bringing home third place and the fastest lap. And as you can see, there is separate consistency points are added. In the pro split, there was Jakob Schaber completed a complete clean sweep by Konzig, Leon Wessels, Johnny Murasaki and Alexa Gratos all getting consistency points. In the silvers, on the podium as well, Piotr Ganzuski. Great race for him, fastest lap, a podium spot and the most points in the consistency, 98.92, not too bad. Raf Wiesenland just behind Marcus Schaber, Wraith and Jasper Wiesenberg, another driver getting himself a helping of all the points with a podium, fastest lap and a share of the consistency. And Penelope Dobbins doing what no one else could do, winning the GT4 split and setting the most consistent laps, 99.44, the highest consistency in the whole of the race. Jerome Jongen in second, Richard Pixley, Hajo Horman and Connor Lynch all picking up consistency points as well. At the moment, it is the GT4s that are out on track. They have 10 minutes to set their time. Then it will be the GT3s that come out to set their laps. There will follow a 75-minute race with one mandatory pit stop for fuel and for tyres. So the drivers will be slightly more stretched. The GT4s, yeah, they'll easily go quite a while on a fuel tank. Killshot is in the chat cheering on Alex. Alexa Gates in the pits at the moment. Hajo Horman though leading the way. Oh, Dobbins only 15 hundredths behind. Wow, look at that, 1.2 seconds down is Lynch. So the Aston Martin massively outgunned by the Ginetta and the Porsche, but last week's race winner Dobbins 15 hundredths behind Hajo Horman. That is yeah, as close as it gets up at the front. Just trying to quickly, nope, there we go. A few more times being set. Richard Pixley, one of the Wild Things teams. It's been a while since I've seen him in a race. Sporting their incredible livery. He goes up to third place, just over a tenth and a half off pole position, so very close. It is up at the front. Alex Curto is who I'm cheering on. Right, okay. we will keep an eye out for Alex out on track when the GT3s hit the roadway. Now Leon Wessels set up, prepared, stream on and enjoy indeed. Jerome Jongen, 4th place he is at the moment, just ahead of Lynch. Alexander Gray in 6th is Wild Things team principal Denise Pope in 7th place at the moment. Is definitely up on a lap this time. Oh, it's Alexander Gray. I think he might have just invalidated that lap. Yeah, he was a big chunky change up. And there is Alex Curto there. Wow, Dobbins has gone 15 hundredths quicker than Horman. So that's 300s. That is incredible. That totally didn't register with me because it's exactly the same time. But Dobbins was 15 hundredths behind Horman, is now 15 hundredths ahead. That is close, although it's not going to be close soon when Dobbins brings this next one over the line. It's good to actually be behind, be in the passenger seat that's on the right side of the car. Dobbins through Aqua Minerale, absolutely purple in the sectors. Alexander Gray as well, looking very quick indeed. Pixley will be looking for some time as well. They've got 3 minutes left to qualify in. Jerome Jongen and Alex Curto. What a time by Curto. As we're on board with Dobbins, and I tell you, Jongen is now threatening to go purple. Oh, here we go. This is how close these races are. Here at QRT, get yourself over to SimGrid and get signed up. There's the man himself in the chat, Mr. Harry Bellers. How are we doing this evening, Harry? Oh, now as Dobbins dropped out with the last corner complex. Sticks it close to the wall. No improvement on this one. So still Horman in second, but it is Alex Curto looking pretty spicy quick at the moment. Oh, wow. Yeah, looking very quick at the moment. The GT4s, of course, unless I'm mistaken, but I do believe it does take a while for them to get their tyres up to pressure. Even more so than the GT3, so we're really seeing the times come in. Jongen's gone pole position by a 10th. They're getting quicker. Alex Curto is still going to be quicker yet. Connor Lynch is looking for a big leap up the field. So too Curto's teammate Pixley. He has got the... Oh, now I tell you what, if it wasn't for the time Curto set, Pixley would be on pole right now. This is going to be close, and Connor Lynch is destroying the times. Curto goes pole position, but only by just under a 10th. Again, exactly a 10th back. Dobbins now in 3rd place. Horman in 4th. Pixley. Oh, is he invalidated? Oh, Pixley was on for a front roll there. It was close. Connor Lynch, the car ahead, and he has got 0.6 of a second. That might not be enough to encroach on the driver ahead. Denise Pope in 8th place, bringing up the rear, but has found almost a second on her original quality time. We've got Connor Lynch lighting up the boards at the minute. Alex Curto is slightly down on his time. Let's see what Lynch can do at the last. Ooh, drops a couple of tenths. So it will go quicker, but won't see an improvement. No, 1.1 seconds off the pole position. Alex Curto is still the driver. I think this is an invalid lap yet. So Curto won't be improving. Jongen, oh, is just about going to have time for another lap. He has. Oh, wow, right. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. He fell just short. Extremely honest of him. And the GT3s can get going. And as they do, yeah, Dobbs of course leading the championship. This is all just froze on me. Yeah, it does look like Curto is the driver, although look at that. 3rd, 4th and 5th with the purple sectors. That is incredible. So the front row of the GT4s didn't take a purple sector throughout qualifying. Here we go again. You've got to love QRT. Curto leading the way with Jongen in 2nd, Dobbins, then Horman with Pixley and Gray on row 3, Lynch and Pope bringing up the rear, row number 4. We'll see how those times stack up against Murasaki's still in the pits. Against the drivers in the GT3s, of course, there's going to be a bit of a difference, although it is an interesting track. The GT4s not too shabby in a straight line. Not too many of them though. There is the host page from Harry. Let me do that. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, just get myself a bit caught up. We've got, as I say, in the championship in the GT4s, it is Dobbs leading the way. Going to start this one in 5th place. Pixley in 2nd in the championship. He's starting in 3rd, and Jerome Jongen starting on the same row as him. 3rd in the championship, 4th in quali. Very close. Alex Curto currently sitting in 6th position. Finds himself on the top spot by half a tenth. So very close indeed. Paul Pollard is out qualifying. Didn't finish on the podium last week, but is still in the lead of the Silver Championship by virtue of the 1st and 2nd. The drop round has been taken into account as well. Piotr Ganzowski for the Silvers in 2nd, and Schaber in 3rd place. And in the pros, Damien Konzig has won every race so far. He's an absolute force to be reckoned with. That is incredible. And yeah, as we jump on board, he was hugely purple there. Yeah, no half measures. Arnaud Delazeus recently promoted to the pros on a Thursday night. Had quite the debut. Set exactly... set the quickest time at the Nordslide. Konzig equalled it. And, but yeah, Konzig did get over the 20-minute curse. Make it to the end of round 3, but certainly Arnaud Delazeus with a phenomenal debut on a Thursday, and he's been doing not too bad in the Sunday Night League either. He's 2nd place overall ahead of Jakob Schaber, Alexa Gates and Gilles Alleman 4th and 5th. Last week's podium setter Johnny Murasaki 6th in the championship, only a point behind teammate Alleman. So some inter-team bragging rights on the board. And here we go, we're starting to see some quality times come in. And no, not one from Konzig. It is Brogan Dyer in the QRT Ford Mustang here at Imola that is leading the way by half a second over Oliver Zhuwig. Ganzowski in the silvers, up in the top 5 at the moment, ahead of Marcus Schoberg in the Fear Nothing Moto Porsche. That was Mike Tyson. The Dutch endurance team, Peter Kisbergen. 2 silvers in the top 5 at the minute. A lot of the pros still to set a time. One of those, Monsieur Delazeus. He's got a fair bit of the lap to go. Quite a few of the drivers still to set their time. It is a long lap. Oh, especially if you make a mistake like that. race down into Aqua Minerale. We'll certainly be entirely grateful there is no Aqua down there at the minute. And yeah, flashing lights as drivers try to get their way past. That gravel on the tyres, he's going to need to slot back in. Good to see the drivers having to work for it around the 3-mile circuit that is Imola, and they really are having to put the work in. Go Ganzuski, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, Mar 350 live. One round remaining of this series after this round. Wildcard slots are still available. We do have Tice Payne, organiser extraordinaire. He is one of the wildcards. He's just gone third. Brogan Dyer, of course, another one of the wildcards. You can tell the wildcards 990 up to 999 are the wildcards, and the wildcards are all chasing a wild Alexa Gates. The Brabham Motorsport car has taken the top spot by just under 0.2 of a second. Payne and Schubig on near identical times, Wessels and Ganzuski on near identical times, Schulberg and Kaspergen, that's right, near identical times, and we've still got over half a dozen drivers, including championship leader Damien Konzig, to actually set a time. So yeah, we'll see what he can get done. He's got Lewis Street just ahead of him. At this stage, you would think he's going to have to just set himself a banker lap. Where is that one going to put him? Right, okay, I'm saying that, banker lap. Oh, Paul Pod has gone to the top of the timing table with a 1 minute 40.3. Let's go the Ferrari, the silver driver. Oh, a nice bit of slipstream across the line there for Konzig. It'll do the both of them the world of good. He's going to have to go the long way round so as not to make contact, and he does go a lot faster than the car, and a lot faster than anyone else. There's been less than a tenth between the first and second so far. 7.5 minutes into qualifying, Damien Konzig pops up. He's driving an Audi on a Thursday, a McLaren on a Sunday, and he is taking the top spot time and time again. Absolute, just incredible driver. And so too Arnaud Delazeus, the chief protagonist, chasing Konzig in the championship, and is again the chief protagonist, chasing him out on track with 2 minutes left to go. Paul Pod into the pit, so I think that's going to be his qualifying done, unless he is out very quickly indeed. He won't get an outlap done. Murasaki has set a time, fresh from his podium exploits last week. He finds himself in 4th at the moment. Alexa Gates was one time leading the way in qualifying. Don't know why that sentence was so difficult to formulate there. Rob G. Barker, it's Mr. Bloody 00 Raven. Great to hear that voice. Thank you very much, Robbie G. Hope you're doing well. Good evening, good evening. How is Farm Sim 25, most importantly? Oh, Konzig's pulled over. Konzig's done with qualifying. He's got less than 0.3 ahead of De La Zeus, and Alexa Gates is absolutely not done with this one. Oh, this is going to be a big jump up the field for Gates. Less than a minute to go, and still got time to get another lap in. This is row 2, it's row 1. Gates gets the Lambo into row number 1 next to Konzig, because Delazeus fires back. Delazeus by half a tenth crosses the line a few tenths after Gates and takes that spot. This is an absolute feud between Konzig and Delazeus here at QRT, and we are absolutely here for it. Let's go. They've still got another lap to set. Piotr Ganzuski still leading the way in the silvers. At one point was in the top few, and let's just take a moment to admire what is a very nice livery. Shouldn't really use this during the race, but it is a nice livery. It is a nice livery. Um, Amazing. I've brought the Thrustmaster farming stick. Nice. Yep, in for a penny, in for a pound. I did see that. It does look a good one. Gilles Alleman in the Honda, still not set a time by the look of it. And he's in the pits. Alexa Gates, who we were on board with there, someone was about to cross the line. I've just made a mess of that one. I'm in a Konzig. Still 2 tenths ahead of De La Zeus and Gates. Gates coming down into Ravazza. Tice Payne still on track. He is about to launch himself up onto row 4 or 5. I don't think he's going to catch Dyer. Gates just picking up a bit of slipstream from Payne. Payne is a wild card, so we'll stick on with Gates at the minute and see if Gates has got any improvement. Payne goes 9th. No improvement for Gates, down to 13 degrees for the track temperature. And would anyone believe me if I said Damien Konzig had taken pole position? It is truly incredible. Truly incredible. There he is, once again, up at the top. Although Johnny Murasaki starting in 5th place with a purple Sector 1. Paul Pod, right at the end there, takes Ganzuski for the silver lead and goes on to row number 2. 45 hundredths of a difference. There is the 4 silver drivers, Pod, Ganzuski, Kisbergen, Lewis Street and Wraith. Only 2 tenths between them. We've got 2 wild cards, so it is Curto that we did see take the top spot in the GT4s. Yeah, there we go. Got myself completely lost there. As we saw in the GT4s, Curto, Horman, Pixley, Yongan, Dobbins, Gray, Lynch and Pope. Very close between these two, so there's going to be some serious action down the stretch for them. But it is the eternal battle, it seems now. Konzig v De La Zeus. It has been absolutely incredible to watch these two on a Thursday night, and they are at it again. Let me just... There we go. Sorry, my apologies. Oh yeah, getting the QRT Discord, not just the racing, iRacing, ACC, all covered. Your farming sim needs all taken care of as well. The racing here is going to be intense. Gilles Alleman didn't set a quality time, so he's going to start right at the back, so he'll instantly make up quite a few positions. You would think the rest of the pros doing well. They did finish ahead of Kisbergen, Lewis and Wraith in the silvers, but Ganzuski finishing ahead of 2 of the pros in quality. Pod finishing ahead of 4 and getting himself up onto the 2nd row. This should be an absolute cracker between the front row of this into turn number 1. We'll leave that up for the moment. As I mentioned, it is a 75-minute race for the drivers to deal with this evening. 1 mandatory pit stop though for fuel and tyres. The amount of fuel that they take on completely at their discretion. So we will no doubt once again see a wide variety of strategies between the drivers, as we often do. So yeah, depending on how the first lap goes, could be strategy, could be a bit of an unfortunate incident or two. Could see a few drivers coming in and going for the uber undercut here at Imola. One round left after this. It is Watkins Glen next. Oh, yeah. The championships themselves are still pretty close, certainly in the GT4s. This is going to shake things up at the moment. 6 points between first and second in point allocation for finishing, and at the moment there's 12 points between Dobbins and Pixley, both of them with multiple cars ahead of them, and one Jerome Jongen, who's third in the championship, separating the two of them. On the track, let's have a look at the runners, riders, and most importantly, the liveries. That almost sticks. And we're up and running. So yeah, DK racing ahead of MSR. We do absolutely love the MSR liveries. There is Leon Wessel sporting the new QRT. 6th place for him in the Lexus, ahead of fellow QRT teammate Brogan Dyer in the Mustang in 7th. One-time silver leader in quali. Still rocking one of the best liveries on the grid. Ganzuski ahead of Tice Payne. A strong showing in the top 10 for QRT. Vivid Global Racing's Oliver Zewig starting on row number 5, just ahead of Marcus Schoberg. Let's see how the Porsche does around the track. Only 15-degree track temperature as well. Bergen, the Dutch endurance team, in 12th place, with Lewis Street in the Vanguard McLaren. We'll get that livery checked for next week. Wraith in the Death Machine starts in 14th place, ahead of Alex Curto, starting in the pits for the GT4s. Horman promoted to first place. Richard Pixley is now in second place in the GT4. Alex Curto is starting from the pits. Jerome Jongen is going to be 17th overall, third in the GT4. Championship leader Dobbins in 4th position then. Then it is Gray and Lynch ahead of Denise Pope. All the GT4s gaining themselves a slot. We do like the liveries. All gaining a slot then, as pole sitter in the GT4s has decided to start from the pits. Confirmation there. Yeah, you can see the Aston Martin there in the background, weaving left and right. Oh, Gilles Alleman's just reconnected to the server. So yeah, he's going to be starting from the pit as well. But yeah, let's focus on the drivers out on the track. No, Damien Konzig leading the way for the GT3s, and it is going to be Horman leading the way for the GT4s. One mandatory pit stop. The Lambo really trying to warm those tyres up. It's 15 degrees, and we're about to see a very quick dash for the line. There is the finish line, and I tell you, De La Zeus very respectful here, but I think he's about to get the drop on Konzig unless Konzig can get that McLaren moving. It's the green lights, his foot down, it's flat out, it's flying at the turn number 1, and it is Konzig with a very good start. And in fact, it is Gates and the Lambo with an even better start, and the two of them thought about sending it up the inside. Oh, and they've almost touched there, and it's unsettled De La Zeus there. He was a bit far back, it's unsettled him ever so slightly. He's managed to keep it though. And Paul Pod, oh, there's been contact behind. Oh, and it's going to collect a lot of cars. There's debris every place. That Ford Mustang, I believe that's Brogan Dyer. He's been absolutely pinballed out with the first chicane. It was indeed car 991, Brogan Dyer, just an absolute passenger there. Well, what's this one from Far Chase Cap? Oh, it just gets collected time and time again. Oh, the GT3s, there goes the top two GT4s, a lot of damage throughout the field there. That's going to have caused a lot of positions to change. Not up at the front, Ganzuski losing 7, Lewis Street, Marcus Schober down 8, Pinelli Dobbins has lost a position, so too Alex Curto, Brogan Dyer, straight back to the pits. The top 6 though completely unaffected by what's going on, and you can see just how close they still are. That is the race leader away in the foreground there. Konzig from De La Zeus, from Gates, from Podden, the Silvers, Mirazaki Wessels we're on board with at the minute, enjoying themselves a 2-second gap back to the rest of the field. On Leon Wessels looking for a move on Murasaki there. Murasaki maybe running a bit deeper than he planned. He does manage to right it for the exit of Ravazza and hold on to 5th as a good exit for the Aston Martin. The Lexus, not too bad in a straight line though. It's got a little bit of top end speed, it's safe to say, and you can see that coming into play. Not going to be enough though, or is he going to slingshot around the outside into turn number 1? The Ferrari's going to box him in. Oh, and they both missed it. Everyone has missed turn 1 there, and Murasaki all by himself. Oh, and he's almost taking contact there from Oliver. No, that's not Oliver Zubik, my apologies. It wasn't Peter Kaspergen either, he's in the Dutch Endurance team, but there was more cars making their way through there. It was Tice Payne. So Tice Payne has made himself a move as well. And I've just completely broken that, that's fine. Damien Konzig, 1.1 seconds up the road, and from De La Zeus is 1.1 up the road from Gates. In the GT4, Jerome Jongen avoided all the calamity at the start of the race. And there goes a damaged Lewis Street in the McLaren ahead of him, but Jerome Jongen finds himself with a phenomenal start. He's now ahead of Hajo Horman. He's got Richard Pixley absolutely breathing down his neck, and in fact, speaking of breathing down the neck, Alexander Gray is right in the hunt for this one. Let's see what the Petrolay G55 driver can see, and it is a whole lot of rear spoilers there, and look at Pixley absolutely probing. It's WTR versus QRT. Pixley's going to go round the outside, he's going to slow himself in front. Oh, and they're both unsettled, and they both had touched the curb, and they've both spun off into the sidings, and Alexander Gray has been gifting himself some positions there. Let's have a look. There's even more happened. Oh, difficult to see from that side, but definite contact between the two of them. We've got another incident further up the field. Oliver Zubig, I think, has had himself a bit of an incident. Let's have a look and see. Catching up to the back of Murasaki. Goes for a look up the inside. Round the outside, sorry. Murasaki taking the inside line. Tries to squeeze him onto the outside. Oh, wow. What happened there? Yeah, so a bit of a connection issue there, I think, for Murasaki. And I think that gave Zubig more than just a bit of a fright, it is fairly safe to say. Drivers in and out of the pits. Alex Curto, of course, starting from the pits. So too Gilles Alleman. Horman. Oh, at this point he's already damaged. Okay, no, so sorry, yeah, that was that incident. Once again, so he's coming to the pits. There's been so much going on, I got myself confused with Jongen and Horman here. Pixley has stayed out. He's in 5th position now in the GT4's Connor Lynch. And now finds himself behind Denise Pope, who's had an incredible start. 7 positions, the biggest gainer overall in the field at the moment. So yeah, pulling full Jedi moves, although the car does look a bit damaged there, so I think it might have been slightly collected by the spinning car in the middle of the track. We've lost someone. Championship leader in the GT4's Penelope Dobbins has been in and taken her mandatory pit stop. And is yeah, now directly behind Pope. So yeah, long race for Dobbins. Head down though. Still points up for grabs. Oliver Zubik still looking for Johnny Murasaki's position, and so too Tice Payne. Tice Payne closing in on Leon Wessels. Wessels now dropping behind Pod ever so slightly. Pod having a great start in the silvers. Started in 4th, has held on to 4th, the top 4. The only drivers to be still in their starting positions. Although Pixley actually down 2 and made it back up 2. Carrying a lot of damage though. We'll see when he decides to come in and take that pit stop. Oliver Zubik still chasing Murasaki. The sun's setting as well. That glare won't be much fun for the drivers as they come through quite a few of the corners. Neither of these two coming in to take their pits. We've got Schoberg in the GT3s then, the only driver to have taken his pit stop in the opening 7 minutes. We'll see if anyone else comes in before an hour left to go. I do think we'll see the majority of cars coming around about the halfway mark. But we might still get a few coming in a bit earlier. Zubik still chasing Murasaki. Tice Payne still giving a solid chase to teammate Leon Wessels. Oh, full send up the inside. He's managed to get the brakes absolutely jammed. He must have had his foot absolutely through the floor there to get himself ahead of the Lexus. It takes 2 to tango, and they were in a beautiful 2-step there. Look how much more pace that Lexus has got out of the corner number 5 and down the hill to Aqua Minerale. You can see the Lexus badge in the back of the McLaren paint job. He's going to try and go round the outside in Aqua Minerale. Yep, that was more of a question. Didn't think so. But yeah, certainly Tice Payne. Hopefully we get to see this one again. He went, oh yeah, so much later on the brakes in a turn number 1. Oh, and a bit of a wiggle actually by the Lexus. I didn't pick that up the first time around, but still. I think the replay might run out before we get to Death Zone Bend. Hopefully not. Oh, the Lexus ever so slightly unsettled there, but certainly Payne sold him the dummy, sends him outside, gets the car rotated. Absolutely stunning move there. Gets his teammate absolutely banged to rights. We did catch sight of that one, and we've got Lewis Street into the pit, so there we go. One of the silver drivers coming in, I think. Yeah, no damage on the car. So pure strategy there. Ganzuski's just been overtaken by Wraith. That is for podium positions in the silver. They're 5 seconds down on Kasbergen, but that is not quelling. Oh, and he's coming right back at him out of the first chicane. This is going to be interesting. Into the second one, Wraith has gone to the inside line early to defend, and he holds that middle line through the corner. It's not quite left the space. Oh, as the Vivid Global car, Oliver Zubik, is off the track. No one around him, so it looks like he's just lost the back of the car here. Oh, does not like those curves. Ow. That was fairly vivid. Well, that was a little incident there at the start. Yes, indeed. Oh, Wraith and Ganzuski getting involved. Oh, they've almost made contact through Aqua Minerale. That is very close indeed. Ganzuski looking to get himself back up onto the silver podium. We've got Oliver Zewig in the pros just ahead of them after a spin. Oh, and that's clumsy on the way through. Ganzuski collecting Wraith. He retakes a podium spot, and Wraith takes the long way back on track. Now that one could well get a look at. Let's see, Leon Wessels still chasing down his teammate Tice Payne. What an engine note that is. And the Lexus really can do some running in a straight line into turn number 1. It's going to be the McLaren that holds on to it. Oh, the Lexus really is looking very quick. In the GT4s, it is still Jerome Jongen leading the way over Alexander Gray, 1.8 seconds down the road. Then in second place, it is Denise Pope. Again, up 8 places, the biggest gain. In fact, she's sharing that gain now with Gilles Alleman, who now finds himself in 16th place overall. I think he was disconnected from the server. But certainly back up and running now. Connor Lynch, 15th place overall, 4th place in the GT4s, and he is carrying a fair bit of damage there actually. Something's just happened to Wraith. Yeah, so we'll see if we, so this is pre. He's already had the accident at this point. So that was Denise Pope in the background there having a big spin. That's the Alleman through. Pope still on the podium in the GT4s, but certainly there's a lot of time lost to Lynch, who is carrying damage, and Richard Pixley as well. Or was that Pixley that spun in the back out? I think it was Pixley actually. I think it was. Right, let's have a look back up at the front and see Leon Wessels and Tice Payne still absolutely going for it, these two. The Lexus chasing the McLaren, everyone chasing Konzig at the minute, but no one making an impact. We're only 13 minutes into this one, and he's got a 4-second lead over the rest of the field. Gates in 3rd place, Pod in 4th position. Leading the way in the silvers. It's a handsome lead he's got. Peter Gisbergen in 8th place. At the minute, so 3 cars between Pod and Gisbergen, and Gisbergen's got 6 seconds back to Ganzuski as well. Yeah, Ganzuski might be in line for a little penalty here, we'll see. Oh, wow, that's overdone it on the suspension there, surely for Tice Payne. How has he managed to keep that thing going? That was absolutely incredible. Let's see if we can get a look at that. Ignore the rear view mirror, it doesn't always work correctly in the replay. Let's see. Oh, and he's right on the edge there as well. I know the track temperature is very cold, 15 degrees. There's a lot of graining on his way. Very close indeed. Well held by Tice. That is some seriously strong wrist action that he's showing there. We've got Richard Pixley looking to improve in the GT4s. He is carrying a bit of damage, but so too is Lynch just ahead of him. That's race leader Damien Konzig just gone through. There you can see the difference in acceleration between the 4s and the 3s. And here you can see the difference between a damaged Aston Martin and a seriously damaged Aston Martin and a half damaged GT4 McLaren. And that is nicely done by Pixley. That gets him up to 4th position. Now 10 seconds down on teammate and team principal Denise Pope in 14th overall, but she is the holder of the final podium position at the minute. Here comes Arnaud Delazeus, second in the GT3's Gates. Just behind there as well. They're just catching up to the GT4 podium with 15 minutes gone. There you can hear the McLaren go past here. You can see Gates absolutely sailing past. Then the Lamborghini down into Ravazza. That is 15 minutes gone. Quite surprised. Oh, we've had a couple of cars drop out actually, but at the moment we've got 2 cars on track that have taken their pit stop. As we listen to the Lamborghini sail on past. Tice Payne is now behind Leon Wessels. Oh no, Payne is back ahead again. So they did temporarily swap positions. Let's have a look and see. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Full on door banging there. He was ahead through the line. Payne. Oh, he's in a bit of a wiggle. He's gone sideways. He's put a wheel in the grass. And that has almost ended his race there. That was nearly a big off there and very close walls. Through Aqua Minerale, the Lexus leading the way into the final chicane. It'd be interesting to see if he gave the position back, or if Tice managed to nail the overtake. Oh, wow, what a save again. Tice Payne on the full save mission tonight. But Payne is back ahead of Wessels, so that's been quite the battle these two have had. And they've brought Johnny Murasaki on the podium last week. He is now right in the hunt with these two for what is 4th and 5th. Payne, of course, in the wild cards. There goes the Aston Martin GT4 of Lynch. They should all get past. Yep, Aston on Aston action in a straight line. Oh, and Murasaki getting very close there in the final chicane. Doesn't make contact though, thankfully for all concerned, and certainly would have been a bit of a concern there for Wessels. In a straight line though, look at the pace that Lexus has got. The Aston, a very good all-rounder, but that Lexus top end speed is pretty impressive, especially when it's getting pulled along in the slipstream of a McLaren. Out of the last corner to come. 18 minutes in, no sign of any of the top drivers taking their pit stop, although Gilles Alleman, who disconnected from the server just after qualifying, reconnected just after the race. The warm-up lap was underway, so he started in the pits. He's now come in to take his pit stop as his teammate is hunting down 4th. Ooh, and that is Richard Pixley having a little bit of a wobble. Just manages to hold on to it as the GT3s go past. Murasaki now slightly falling behind as they make their way through the traffic. Wessels and Payne once again on top of one another. Lexus does look good in that rear paint job. Konzig 6 seconds up the road. He is really stretching those legs out already. Closing in on quality pace. Oh, and the Lexus is closing in. He's really threatening to go side by side through Aqua Minerale. Who's going to hold on to it? It's going to be the McLaren for the minute. The Lexus, some extra braking input to ensure no contact was made to the car ahead, and they both live to fight another corner. The Lexus, though, absolutely hungry to get ahead. It would be a nice little buffer. Oh, and out the last corner again. Let's see which one's got the run. We can hear a GT4. That's Denise Pope on the GT4 podium, and the Lexus has gone for the switchback. What a run down to Ravazza for the Lexus. Here comes Johnny Murasaki. Is he going to be the fly in the ointment for the 2 QRT drivers? I think he might have concertinaed themselves ever so slightly, and Murasaki, no stranger at the podium, and will certainly not be a stranger to some overtaking action, and it's a three-way slipstream that he's enjoying, and they're going to absolutely leave the McLaren standing still. Look at the Lexus round the outside the slipstream. Oh, that was a full Thanos there, absolutely inevitable. And Johnny Murasaki, could he be making it 2, 4, 2, through 2, and that is a phenomenal exit out of one on the way into second chicane. No, he backs right out of it. Didn't quite have the pace to pull that one off. The Lexus, oh, he's gone a bit wild. The Lexus has gone more than just a bit wild through the second chicane, and that is going to cost him dearly unless he is very careful indeed through Tosa. That was nearly good night, and it is the Lexus that is back up into 5th position. Oh, Payne's gone sideways. He's got no traction there at all. Oh, and there was just no room for Murasaki to go. He held so much momentum there There was no way he could have got onto the inside line there. Payne, fortunately for him, sliding to the outside. That's all that saved him there from losing the position. Murasaki definitely looking the quicker of the two. The McLaren certainly feeling the heat, and I tell ya, yeah, Murasaki there maybe just thinking better of it, because that is championship leading Penelope Dobbins in the GT4. Aleman's still in the pits. Aleman's still in the pits. Dobbins, one of the early pitters. In fact, we've had one Pro GT3 and one GT4 come into the pits so far. Aleman, come out of the pits, I should say. We've had a few come in, and a small percentage have come back out. This battle's still raging on with Murasaki, Payne and Wessels. Paul Pod 1.3 seconds down on Alexa Gates as well. So moving just that bit quicker. Let me see if I can get some lap times up. Oh, there we go. Good exit out with Tozer once again for Murasaki. Really putting the pressure on. And I tell you what, the Payne in the McLaren really has felt it through these corners. We saw the Lexus get side by side down here several times. The McLaren have to do some really special defensive work to hang on to the position. They've got another GT4 just ahead of them. That is Alexis Curto, I believe. In the Ginetta. And yeah, good exit by the McLaren again. GT4 moves over to the other side. Murasaki sails through. Damien Konzig has gone quicker again, as you've seen. 1 minute 20. 1 minute 40. 1 minute 20. Sorry, 1 minute 40. .267. Only 3/10 slower than that on his previous lap there. Arnaud De La Zeus with a 41.1. 9/10 of a second in difference between the fastest lap set by the top two in the race. Incredible pace by Konzig. Alexa Gates in the Lambo, still doing well. Half the gap from first to second is what Alexa is facing to catch up to second. So certainly still in the hunt, and Paul Pod, as you can see, not far behind, only 1.7 down on Gates. So Gates finding a few tenths in the past couple of laps, but certainly still in the hunt. Murasaki getting very close, I believe. Let's have a look here. Oh, going for the cutback at turn number 1. Full defensive mode from Payne. Ooh, that's a difficult one. Not much room on the inside there. But certainly that has put Murasaki behind one of the QRT BMWs. Jerome Jongen in the GT4 class. He is still leading the way. It's been a great start for Jongen. A couple of cars ahead found themselves in incidents, and he has led the GT4s ever since. Hasn't looked back. If he had, you wouldn't see Alexander Gray, because at the minute Gray, who was the car that was getting overtaken, it wasn't Curto. But Alexander Gray 5 seconds down the road, and then it's GT3 Marcus Schober just got past third place. GT4 Denise Pope rounding out the podium, was certainly being closed in on by team member Richard Pixley. In fact, you can see how close these two are. Konzig just finding so much time with the rest of the field in the GT3s in a minute. Yeah, 9.5 seconds up. Let's see what happens between Pixley and Pope. Pixley got a 7-second gap to Curto as well. He's got a long way to go. He's still got pit stops to take as well. Aleman hasn't been able to get back out of the pits. He's still in there. That gap down to 1.2 51.8. 51.3, 59, 51.6, 51, 52, 52. Yeah, so Pixley just that bit quicker than Pope at the moment. Yeah, you can see definitely closing in. The headlights coming on for the drivers as well. No cloud cover, it is 8:30 PM though. All the sparks flying up from underneath the GT4s, absolutely love it. Oh, Lynch has come into the pits. I knew there was somebody else. That took me a second to compute that there. But he has got the car fixed as well. He does find himself behind Dobbins. So this puts her right back in the hunt for a podium then. Some good lap times as well. Certainly comparable with the race leader and with Alexander Gray as well, so they're going to have to be good with their pit stops. Ooh, Schulberg just running right through the Vatsa. That sun really is treacherous into that corner. That is a definite issue for the drivers. Piotr Ganzuski finds himself behind Peter Kasbergen. Also, big close-ups going on there. Between the second and third in the silver class. While the podium battle closed in, Pixley now within, and that the BMW. Kasbergen almost losing the back of it, it looked like there at first glance. Ganzuski, he's opened that up nicely. He's really going to look for a slingshot. Out with Toza there. He's not going to get it before Aquaman Rally though. Pixley now 4/10 behind Denise Pope. I don't imagine Denise will go overly defensive. Still 48 minutes to go, a long way. It certainly won't yield quickly, and Ganzuski has got past just as we've switched over there. Let's have a look and see how he got it done. Oh well, so something did happen on the way down to Aquaman Rally then. I said he didn't get the exit, and as soon as we jump away, it turns out he did. I mean, he's not closing the gap massively there. In fact, he's losing a bit of time unless the BMW's gone a bit deep, lost a bit of momentum, couldn't get any grip, couldn't get the power down, and before they get to Aquaman Rally, it is up a spot for Ganzuski. He's back up to second place. Denise Pope still fending off her teammate Richard Pixley. He's got a bit of damage on the car, but he's thinking about it in the final chicane, pulls at the slipstream, pulls back in again. Absolutely precision stuff from the teammates, melting those curves like they're not even there. The GT4 is an entirely different proposition to the GT3s. We've got Johnny Murasaki's just got my attention as well. The Aston Martin finds himself a quarter of a second behind Tice Payne there. Wessels, oh look how close they've gotten once again. McLaren on McLaren action. It's Wild Things Racing versus Wild Things Racing, and they really are racing along the start finish straight. Is he going to be able to get the slingshot behind? He is not. Oh, tries it again at the king. Pope pulls clean over. Pixie's going to have the inside line slightly earlier on the brakes. Nicely done between the teammates. Pixley gets a good exit. Underneath. Oh, a bit too good of an exit, and Pope is going to go straight back up the inside potentially. She's absolutely got the run. Holds the position though. Oh, Murasaki's picked up a drive-through for track limits. Oh wow, well this battle's been raging on. He's violated the track limits 4 times. He's got a drive-through to serve within the next 3 laps. That is absolutely savage. This has been a phenomenal battle, and it's one that Murasaki certainly trying to win. Oh, bit of contact there on the straight, double contact as he straightens that one back up again. Oh, and they both end up shooting straight off the track there. Yeah, that's some massively untidy stuff from the 2 drivers. Murasaki has got a drive through to serve. Payne is going to lose quite a few positions there. It tries to go around the outside, yeah, not really many places he could go there. Oh, bounces back off the curb. They made multiple contacts on the way through. Oh, Murasaki not able to get the brakes on. The stewards are going to have a field day with that one, I would think. Ganzuski having a field day with this one as well. He's got past Kisbergen by 2.9 seconds already, and he's now right on the back of Tice Payne. That was on the back of his Ferrari, but he is all over the back of the McLaren, the silver driver. Maybe still does have ambitions of getting a silver class win. Still got 44 minutes left to go. So half an hour into this one, 44 to go. We've still got the vast majority of the field due to take their pit stop. Started with 24, I believe. So we've lost quite a few big opening lap incident. Ganzuski that we're on board with. Oh, and it's Payne coming into the pits. So yeah, carrying a bit of damage. But that is Payne into the pits. Murasaki will be in. Now he's got one more lap after this one to serve that drive-through. That's going to put Ganzuski and Gisbergen up a position. Oliver Zewig could get a spot back here as well. Marcus Schulberg took that early pit stop opportunity, and he is at the moment, that would be the only time that's missing off the board. Yeah, just on a lap down, so really does need to keep hitting those lap times in the 42s, 43s. So certainly comparable with Kisbergen, Zewig and Ganzuski, so they're all going to need to be on point. Certainly Johnny Murasaki in the 142s. At the moment, Wessels, Gates, Pod and De La Zeus all in the low 41s. Damien Konzig with a 40.5. Yeah, sorry, 40.2 is still his quickest lap. Payne on his way back out of the pits, and imagine that car, yeah, will be pristine. Schulberg just coming to the final chicane, so Payne will still be ahead of him. Pixley now 21 seconds down on Alexander Gray. And yeah, Pixley is a bit quicker. Oh, and Alex Curto. Another Wild Things racing car. We're seeing more team-on-team action. This time it is the Ginetta. Gratuitous helmet and onboard cam for the mighty racing machine that is the Ginetta. And it's more Wild Things racing team members that are providing the overtaking action down into Aqua Minerale. It's the Ginetta chasing down the McLaren of team principal Denise Pope into the final chicane. It's a good look around the outside with the McLaren in a straight line, just that little bit better. Manages to keep Pope ahead. Absolutely munch those curves in the GT4 cars. Completely throw them over. Very little in the way of caring by the suspension of the car. Down into Ravazza. Heavy on the brakes in the Ginetta once again. Chase cam for engine sound. Okay then. While I was listening to that, Tice Payne has picked up a drive through for track limits. For another couple of cars disconnect from the server as well. Wow, we're down to 17, that's another 2 cars. Aleman and Murasaki. That's a lot of points they've sacrificed in the penultimate week. That is going to have ramifications in the championship. Tice Payne goes past Lynch is bringing up the rear of the GT4s at the moment. He's still got a full field of GT4s to pit. Ahead of him, Arnaud Delazeus on his way out of the pits after taking his mandatory pit stop. He will already be ahead of Payne and Schoberg in 10th position. Is still down, so he's looking to get himself back on the lead lap if he can at the moment. This is speed of the GT4 race leader, Jerome Jongen. It's been a fairly eventless race for Jongen up at the start, up at the front. After, of course, the opening lap shenanigans, took some seriously Ninja Gaiden style avoiding manoeuvres, and has managed to sail his pristine GT4 safely up at the front of the GT4 field, almost in the overall top 10. 7 positions he's gained in the race. Alexander Gray and Denise Pope both on an 8th position improvement, even with Pixley going past. Alex Curto from the GT4s has come into the pits as well, so wasn't able to get past his teammate. Has come into the pits as we are approaching the halfway mark of the race. It is round number 4 of the QRT Wild Things Racing Sunday Night League. Season number 2. Donington, Barcelona and Zolder have already graced the drivers' calendars. Imola this evening, and of course Watkins Glen to finish it off. Oh yes, that's going to be an incredible race, so make sure you get tuned in for that one. It's been an absolute cracker tonight as well. That opening lap really did catch quite a few drivers out. Alexander, Gates is behind Pod. That is news to me. Now let me just check and see. Accident for 299. Yeah. Oh no, so Pod is already ahead there. That's car 299. It's not 299 I'm looking for. It's Gates number 35. Not quite able to find it the way through there. Yeah, nothing registering at the moment as to why Gates was down a spot there. Apologies. Pod into the pits though. Followed in by Tice Payne serving his drive-through. Jerome Jongen. He has still got the lead in the GT4s. Alexander Gray, that's the race leader coming through. Pod, yep, in the pits. Gray in second place in the GT4s. Richard Pixley, 26. Is definitely going a bit quicker than Gray at the moment, and we'll see how much quicker he goes when he gets that damage repaired. The GT4s are fairly bulletproof. They don't really succumb to damage, are certainly nowhere near as easily as their big brother GT3 cars do. It's certainly not ideal, as we can see the Lexus of Wessels on the overall podium at the minute. Chasing down the GT4 car, sails round the outside, no problem at all. Leon Wessels on track third at the moment, as I say, in the Lexus. Jerome Jongen's coming into the pits. Paul Pod on his way out. Jongen comes in over the halfway mark. He comes in. Alexander Gray follows suit. Let's see what Richard Pixley decides to do. Gates has come into the pits as well. Seems to be a popular time to do so as Richard Pixley comes in as well. So the top 3 in the GT3s all on the same strategy. And looked like she thought about it there, but Denise staying out, so she will take the lead in the GT4s. We'll see where Curto is. So he is heading down towards Ravazza. Pixley is stationary. That is Jerome Jongen on his way out. That is green. Where is Curto? No, no, he's a fair bit down the road. So yeah, Jongen will still be ahead of Curto by a considerable margin. Gates, as we saw in the pits, De La Zeus heading out of Ravazza. Gates heading out of the pits. De La Zeus should hold on to this one. Yeah, there we go. Sails past. Oh, Alexander Gray's been, wow, disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. Gates exits the pits. Race leader Damien Konzig comes into the pits. We've hardly seen Damien for the entirety of this race. There's been so much going on. Pixley on his way out of the pits. We'll see when Pope decides to pit, but certainly that is overall leader Damien Konzig in. Leon Wessels has stayed out, so he's going to get himself some laps registered as the race leader, or at least one certainly. Piotr Ganzuski, let's see what the silver on track leader does. He comes into the pits, so we'll see where Paul Pod is, and he is just heading down the hill. Yep, so we'll see where he is. Kaspergen stays out, so he'll be back in. So he'll be taking the on-track lead for the silvers for the first time. There's Konzig on his way back out of the pits. De La Zeus just coming through Ravazza, so Konzig will retain a sizable gap, and in fact has got back out ahead of Schoberg, who was looking to get back on the lead lap, but that has been that plan firmly out of the window now that Konzig has just come back to the pits in front again. With Schoberg, good race nonetheless. Difficult start, but is stuck with the task at hand and is going to bring home some points. There is Lynch in the GT4, so another car hoping to make up places. And let's see, there is Peter Kaspergen. And Ganzuski is leaving the pit, so where is Paul Pod? Sorry, this is the one we're looking for. He's already through. So Pod is still in the lead of the silvers. Ganzuski just coming into turn number 1. They're not miles apart though. About a sector separating the top two in the silvers. There is Denise Pope exiting the pits in. Oh, just behind. In fact, that'll sort itself in a minute. She's actually just behind Alex Curto. So is Jongen in first, Curto in second place. Wow. Yeah, I should have checked that before I went into the pits, but that is quite the drive by Curto then. He is going to hold on to second place for the minute. It's going to be Pixley who's running in third, 1.4 ahead of Denise Pope. Penelope Dobbins caught up in the early, in a monster early incident. Again, another driver that's stuck with the task, took the pit stop very early indeed. Bear with me a moment. Yeah, no, can't see where that is. Let's keep an eye on race leader in the GT4s. 30 seconds up on Curto, who is definitely quick. Oliver Zubig in the GT3s just going past there. Messels still the on-track leader, and he's going to remain so as we breach 30 minutes left to go. That's 45 minutes into this one. Peter Kaspergen in the silvers. He heads towards Ravazza. 25 times he's been through this corner so far. Sorry, that would be the 26th, and he does come in to the pits, so we're going to get some resolution on where the silver drivers are after their pit stops very shortly indeed. I do think it's going to be Pod that is still leading the way when he gets out though. One of the GT4s at Jerome Jorgen is flashing these lights. Not overly satisfied with the way that interaction went. Pod chasing down the lead. Konzig with a white flag there, hopefully it was okay. Della Zeus goes past Kaspergen as we would expect. Alexa Gates will as well. Here comes Pod to retake the lead in the silver as Kaspergen is still stationary, and I think Ganzuski is going to have a run at this one as well as Kaspergen. Kaspergen still stationary. We've lost another driver as well, down to 16. But Ganzuski out in the last corner. Kaspergen is now moving, but here comes, and there goes Piotr Ganzuski. So at the moment the silver podium is Pod, Ganzuski and then Kaspergen. They've all taken their pit stops, so have the GT4, still being led by Jerome Jongen. Then it is Wild Things Domination as Alex Curto's in second, Richard Pixley is in third, and Denise Pope is in fourth positions, all ahead of championship leader Penelope Dobbins, and Connor Lynch bringing up the rear now in the GT4 standings. Dobbins is 6 points ahead of Pixley. And at the moment there's about an 11-point difference. No, sorry, my apologies. Seven-point difference between what the two of them are going to score at the moment. So the GT4 Championship, yeah, consistency points will of course come into this one as well. So we'll see how much of a factor they play, but that is, yeah, going to be incredibly close between Dobbins and Pixley going into the final round at Watkins Glen. Oh, let's turn that back to dark mode. Pod leading the way in the silvers. This is going to strengthen his championship charge. Ganzuski is in second. Marcus Schaber not in the race tonight. So that does mean Kaspergen, neither too wide in either, so I think Kaspergen is going to see a big jump in his position as well. In fact, he's going to go up to third in the championship, and Damien Konzig looking to make it a clean sweep so far as Leon Wessels comes in to take his pit stop. A few flashing lights from the Lexus. Here comes Damien Konzig to retake the lead after the pit stop. 26 minutes to go. It's been an absolutely flawless drive from Konzig, and I believe this will wrap up the championship for him, even with the drop rounds. De La Zeus looking to make it another second place, but even at that, at the moment there is easily a 30-point gap between Konzig and De La Zeus. It means in the final round, Konzig, finishes, 7th place. I think even 7th place would still give him the championship with the gap that he's got at the minute. So yeah, great championship again. We've got Oliver Zewig closing in on Kaspergen, who's just come out of the pits. So this one won't change Kaspergen's podium position. It's not going to get Zewig any more points in the pro standings either, so this one is just a race for race's sake, which we absolutely love. 25 minutes left to go at Imola in the penultimate round of the QRT Wild Things of Racing Sunday night season. We've got a few cars disconnected from the server, unfortunately. We've still got 16 out and running. It's Zubig's McLaren versus Kaspergen's BMW, the Dutch Endurance Team driver. Was in the lead of the silvers at one point. Now finds himself in third place, but it's still going to be a phenomenal points, all considering that so many of his competitors not here tonight. So I'm still sure he would love to finish ahead of as many pros as possible. He's got Zubig and Solberg behind him. In fact, Solberg in the Porsche. It does have Tice Payne, who's come back out of the pits after that drive-through in 9th place and 27 seconds down on Oliver Zubig. With 24 minutes left to go. I'm not quite sure he's a second a lap quicker. Oh, I tell you what, Zubig might be there. What a run up the hill out of Aquamina Rally, and that is going to surely be the position there for Oliver Zubig. Very nicely done by the McLaren driver. Let's get that one. And he does pop himself in front, Kaspergen with a few flashes of the lights. Sounded like he almost lost the car there. Kaspergen certainly not giving up the chase at the minute. Konzig still being chased from afar by De La Zeus. The pace differential certainly not swinging in De La Zeus's favour anytime soon. Gates holding on to a solid third position at the minute as well. It has been a good all-round performance from Alexa. Paul Pod leading the way in the silvers. And speaking of solid performance, Jerome Jongen in the BMW GT4. I don't think we've been on board with one of these so far today. I'm not sure we have. But yeah, great drive. He's now 37 seconds ahead of Curto. So certainly looking to seal the deal and bring home a race win. Again, that is really going to change things up in the championship actually. With Jongen, yeah, finishing ahead of Curto, and he's got the chance to put in as many consistent laps as he can at the minute. Given that he is enjoying a bit of free track now and again. He does have a couple of GT3s coming up to him, but he's going to stay on the inside, and they're going to run past him like he's standing still at this stage. Yep, you'll let Kaspergen through there as well. Good time to stay. Oh, bit of a wiggle. That won't help the consistency, that's for sure. Just as I was saying, a good time to stay hydrated. Jongen just about hanging on to it. He is ragdolling that wheel at the minute. The tyres should be able to do the full race, but they do have to swap them in the pit stop. Dobbins slightly quicker than Pope over the last few laps. Is closing that gap. 21 minutes left to go. 7 seconds as the championship leader got a bit of a surprise lurking for the end of the race. That is Pope just ahead, and in fact that's got it below the 7-second mark. So the battle for fourth, Dobbins knows every single position means absolutely invaluable points. 6 point gap between what you get for first and second. It's 36 for first, 30 for second, 25 for third, 21, then 18, and then 15. 15 points for 6th place. Dobbins at the minute in 5th position, on for 18. Half the point allocation of race leading Jerome Jongen, who is 19 points behind. And of course the consistency points to take into consideration as well. This is going to be very close. Thought that was the yellow flag there, but it was not. Wow, the Ferrari bravely popping himself in front there. That was very close indeed. Paul Pod, yep. Just making his way through in the silvers. We've got Kasbergen, he's just on the back of Connor Lynch, and he's closing in on Oliver Zewig. Zewig getting the overtake done. Apologies, I've missed that one. Oh no, that's him exiting the pits. The replays on this are so broken sometimes. But that's Kasbergen exiting the pits. That's Damien Konzig pulling more of his mastercraft, and you'll have seen that on the screen there. Lap number 31, 2 laps ago, setting himself a 1 minute 39.987, so right back into quality territory once again for the championship winning machine. And it's going to be a flawless 4 for Damien Konzig. He took the fastest lap in the last race and the race win. Actually, I declared that not to be the case, but it definitely was. And he's on for another fastest lap here. No one else in the 39s at the minute. In fact, about 0.8 of a second away. And Konzig still absolutely monstering in the times. 1 minute 40.1. Wow, so that was quicker than his previous fastest lap. Incredible stuff from Damien up at the front of the field. Good run at the minute by Zewig as well. He's made the most of that GT4 traffic. He's got 1.7 seconds now between himself and Kasbergen. And Wessels now finds himself behind the Pod as well. Just coming past Denise Pope there in the GT4s. Now 11 seconds down on Pixley. And Dobbins is now within 6 seconds of Denise Pope. So that gap is definitely closing. And yeah, absolutely vital points up for grabs for the championship before Watkins Glen next week. The season finale, 5.4 seconds is now that gap. It's getting closer. 16 minutes left to go. We've got 33 laps done and dusted. Konzig slightly off his pace there. He had a fair bit of traffic to deal with there. That was Tice Payne, I believe he's just gone past. Payne, of course, serving that drive-through penalty for track limits. Finding himself in the wild cards. Well, leading the wild card. He's the only wild card left in the race. Brogan Dyer, of course, out very early doors. Big collisions on lap number 1. A lot of traffic that just couldn't get themselves out of the way quick enough. Yeah, just checking the incident log there. There's been 1 or 2 for the stewards to look at so far. Nothing from Konzig as he sends the sparks flying once again. Kaspergen 1.9 seconds down now, so Zewig really is showing that pro pace. Penelope Dobbins now 4.7 seconds behind Pope. That is a gap that is definitely closing. Pope still carrying a bit of damage, but there is Dobbins in the background as Pope heads out of Toza. Dobbins just on their way through. 3.9 was the gap there. I was looking at for Wessels as well, so I don't think he's going to catch up with Pod, who's looking to finish the race exactly where he started. The top four all holding their positions. Wessels up one place on where he started the race. Ganzuski up 2 positions as well. Not enough though to catch up to Pod ahead and make an impression on the GT3 Silver race leader. But I'm sure he'll be very content with the 6-point difference and what the two of them bring home, considering he's only 2 points behind. Although Pod, this would give him 2 wins and a second. It would give Granzuski 3 second places. Pod though does have some penalty points that have been added to or deducted from his totals, and that's why it is so close. So really does need to avoid the ire of the stewards to make sure he brings home a good allocation of points and hold that lead at the top. Oh wow, Dobbins 2.9 seconds. This is some very quick stuff from the Ginetta driver. There is Pope ahead. Konzig is just going quicker and quicker. Another 1 minute 30 now. Sorry, 1 minute 40.1, 1 minute 40.2, 1 minute 40.0. Just incredible. 1 minute 40.022. Insanely quick. Now 26 seconds up on De La Zeus, 15 up on Gates, the top 3 pros. Head and shoulders above the rest of the field. Wessels 12 seconds down on the pro podium, and he still has to get past Pod as well. They're in 4th. Dobbins now 3 seconds is the gap. This is going to be actionable until very soon by the look of it. I don't think there's enough laps left for Pope to maintain the gap. This is going to get close. Dobbins is surely going to have a chance at an overtake here. That's down to 2.7. That's about 3 tenths. 3 tenths per sector. Well, there goes Oliver Zewig sailing past. Yeah, so it's Sector 3. It's most definitely Sector 3, but there's a really big difference. Dobbins is quicker through all 3 sectors, although Pope tries to answer back, was 2 tenths quicker in Sector 3 at that time, as Kaspergen goes past as well. The GT4s don't enjoy much in the way of slipstream. Every little will help at this stage. Zewig now right behind Pope, as Kaspergen is as well. The Ginetta still trying to close. That gap now at 2.8 seconds. As Kaspergen suddenly closed back up while all that's been going on? Yes, indeed he has. So that gap's got back down to 7 tenths. We'll see if that trend stays that way. And there in the background is Dobbins, 2.5 seconds now with 10 minutes left to go. You get the feeling this is going to be a bit of an uphill battle for Denise to keep this position from the championship leading Dobbins. An extra 4 points. An extra 3 points, sorry, for Dobbins if she can bring this one home. 2.1, we'll see what it says next time around with the best view from there. very smooth through the final chicane and down towards Ravazza. Kaspergen still sitting, in fact he's got very close indeed through Ravazza, and he's, yeah. Oh no, just as I say that, the McLaren disappears off out of Ravazza. There's the two GT4s we were watching just behind. Konzig now with 10 minutes left to go. Crosses the line, that gap up to 27 seconds. That lap a bit slower than we've seen from him so far, but still a 1 minute 40.9. And quicker than a few of the drivers have managed so far. Kaspergen getting very close once again. Zhuwig, I'm sure, had assumed he was done and dusted with his battle, but Kaspergen has decided to get right back involved again. Track temperature down to 13 degrees, no cloud cover, but not much in the way of sun at 9:15 at night, so it is slightly dimming as far as visibility is concerned. Certainly nothing that will be concerning the drivers at the moment. We do see though they've got their headlights on, just to make absolutely sure. And we'll see what Kaspergen can do with his, heading up the hill of Aqua Minerale again. Both of them right on that exit curve, right on the limit. We've seen a couple of drivers get drive-throughs for track limits. That is certainly not a trend you want to continue. He's not quite managed to get the move done on the exit there. Still as you were up at the front, Konzig and De La Zeus 27 seconds, Gates 16 seconds down. Joberg is lapping quite quickly, but not enough to catch up to Payne at the minute, who is losing a bit of time to Kaspergen here as well. Dobbins and Pope are getting closer and closer. 8 minutes to go, that gap's now down to a second and a half. The McLaren versus the Ginetta. Jerome Jongen still leading the way. He's led from almost start to almost finish. He's got 8 minutes left to go and bring this one home. Curto 39 seconds down the road, so Jongen certainly looking good for the win and well deserving at the minute after that drive. Pixley made his way back up to third. Then his teammate Denise Pope, who now finds herself right behind a QRT McLaren, which I believe is Tice Payne. So that shouldn't interfere with them, but Denise certainly got Dobbins looking to interfere with her fourth place potential finish. Dobbins now within 9/10 of a second. Bit of a middle line there for the McLaren, not often a bad thing, not always a bad thing in the GT4s. They don't have quite the downforce, so taking a middle line, trying to carry a bit more momentum through the corners can certainly work wonders. And that's what Denise is going to need at the minute, given the pace difference. It's going to be fully engaged between these two very shortly, much like Kaspergen and Zhuwig. They're still well in touch with one another, and they've got one of the Wild Thing cars just behind them as well. I believe that is Pixley they've just gone past. It is indeed. He's still hanging on to the podium, so we've got two Wild Things cars on the podium in the GT4, and we've got one engaged in, about to be engaged in an almighty battle for fourth place. Dobbins has closed in magnificently over the last 12 minutes. Now got 6 minutes to get the overtake and get those all important extra 3 points to fend off the charge of two of the drivers on the podium, Jongen and Pixley. Finishing one place behind Pixley will definitely do wonders going into Watkins Glen. Across the line for lap number 37 to begin. These two within 3/10 of a second. Oh, I thought Konzig had just gone quicker again. Bear with me a moment. No, still the 1 minute 39.9. Just going past one of the other cars. Let's stay on board. In fact, let's get the rear spoiler. Oh wow, that Ginetta looking very quick indeed. Absolutely sails it round the outside of Toza. Is she going to have the grip? Ginetta says, yes, indeed. All the grip in the world. Thank you very much. That is a good manoeuvre, although Pope still hanging in there. Takes the inside line. Oh, a little bit of touch on the corner exit, but Pope hangs on to it in the McLaren. So not as done and dusted as I thought it was there. The Ginetta doing all the work through 5 and 6. Pope holding the inside line down to Aqua Minerale. Holds on to position on the exit to Aqua Minerale, and on the run up the hill, it's the Ginetta coming right back at it again into the final chicane. Oh, later on the brakes to try and hold it. Pope, oh, more than generous on the curbs there, and so too was the Ginetta, and right round the outside. Pope hanging on to this one. Here comes one of the GT3s. I believe that's Tice Payne, who I believe just backed right out with that one there. Doesn't want to get involved in the bar. So much later on the brakes for the Ginetta. The McLaren should have the exit, but here once again the Ginetta working absolute wonders on the brakes. Oh no, my apologies, it's Arno Della Zeus that's coming through. So there goes Della Zeus, and that was Dobbins' opportunity for the overtake. But a wily campaigner, no doubt, leading the championship. Got 4 minutes left to go. Konzig is just coming to the halfway mark of this lap, so 2 laps after this one, most definitely for the GT3s. We'll see where the GT4s finish. They're a few laps down, as you would expect. 4 laps down, in fact, on the GT3 race leaders. So that's still a decent return from the GT4s to be only 4 laps down round here, given the difference in pace and quality. Pope still hanging on to 4th spot. We'll see how long that can be done if I get on the right camera. There we go. So Konzig, Dealers and Gates on the pro podium. It's Pod, Ganzuski and Kisbergen on the silver podium. The GT4s, it's Jongen, Kurto and Pixley, the 9 drivers on the podium from the 3 splits. We're still focusing on this battle between 4th and 5th in the GT4s. Half a second separating them. We've seen Dobbins close up at an incredible rate, and yeah, the Ginetta is so much better on the brakes, it seems. Massively managing to close up in the braking zone every single corner. But then on the exit, the McLaren just absolutely takes off. This could end up being a bit of a stalemate, which I'm sure Pope will not be disappointed with if it means hanging on to that 4th position. Again, through the twisty stuff, Dobbins able to close up impressively, but even more impressively, the McLaren like an absolute greyhound out the traps. And look at the difference in acceleration between these two. It's not even the same sport. That looks like a GT3 and a GT4 almost. The Ginetta just so outgunned in a straight line. Pope absolutely sending it through at the first chicane. Oh, run a bit wide, 2 wheels on the gravel. That's surely going to be all she wrote, and Dobbins is going to say thank you very much. Extremely patient drive. Pope won't be out the hunt in this one, no, not by a long stretch, given the pace that we've seen from the McLaren. If she can hang on to a bit of slipstream, got Alexa Gates closing up as well, so can maybe use the Lambo to her advantage as well, but it's all done by the Ginetta on that one. Wow, through those last 3 corners, that is a real big gap to have opened up, given the acceleration difference that we've seen between the 2 cars in Pope's favour. This one's certainly going the way of the Ginetta, and there is Alexa Gates in the Lambo, heading into Aqua Minerale, following 4th place, but Dobbins does bag those extra 3 points for the moment. We'll see what Pope can do, but as you heard there, it is the race leader that is on the final lap. It is Damien Konzig looking to go 4 for 4. He's won the opening 3 rounds so far at Donington, Barcelona and Zolder, and certainly it looks like Imola is about to go his way as well, meaning Watkins Glen will be a mere formality for Damien. Just needs to turn up and make it to the end of the race, and it will be another QRT championship that Damien is bringing home. Oh, that is Marcus Schober just going past here with Paul Pod as well. Still plenty of blue flag action on the go, as you would expect this late in the race. Around multi-class at Imola, multi-class at most of the tracks on ACC do lend themselves to a lot of blue flag action. Damien Konzig has handled it absolutely expertly, as you would expect. Andy King racing it is. There was 24 started. There's been a few disconnects, to be fair. But Damien Konzig, he will not care. 75 minutes with a pit stop, and it is another fastest lap and another race win in QRT Wild Things Racing Sunday Night League. It is season 2. Is a season that is certainly going the way of Damien Konzig. His closest rival in the championship is Arnaud Delazeus, and he is going to finish closest on the track and bring home second place. We can see Kisbergen has crossed the line. There is second for Zhuwig. Now let's see, Curto's just crossed the line to confirm his second place in the GT4s. Here comes Jerome Jongen, actually going to go a lap up on Lynch in the same class as him, Paul Pod. This is one of the fun things. There we go, there's Pod coming round the last corner. He is going to see the checkered flag for another win himself. That's 2 wins from 4 races from Pod. In fact, he's only taken part in 3. So great return on the series for him, and Ganzuski is going to cross the line to round out the podium in the silvers. Alexa Gates did bring home the final podium spot in the pros, and Jerome Jongen just heading down towards Ravazza made hay while the sun shined. Big incident on lap number 1, and he took some serious avoiding action. Took the GT4 lead of the race, takes a bit of a slide out of the final corner, but does cross the line to take the win in the GT4s. So yeah, incredible drive. We can see there Konzig, Delazeus and Gates bringing home the top spot honours in the pros, so massive congratulations to them, and of course to Paul Pod in the GT3 silvers for bringing home the race win, and Jerome Jongen, what a race it was for him, bringing home a GT4 win. And all importantly for the championship, certainly from Penelope Dobbin's point of view, getting that extra spot at the end, those extra 3 points will work wonders. Damien Konzig has the pros all but wrapped up. Still going to be close in the silvers though. Paul Pod with a win, Ganzuski in second there. They're first and second in the championship. Pod does have a few penalty points though, and of course there are the consistency points to get added as well. So certainly the GT4s and the silvers still very much hanging in the balance, but Damien Konzig with another win tonight. That's 4 wins from 4 races, and he's on the same penalty points as Delazeus, so that's going to cancel themselves out, and it means that is going to be a grandstand finish. The grandstand finish came from Konzig tonight, wrapping up the championship. So congratulations to Konzig, and best of luck to Pod and Dobbins going into the final week, which will of course be Watkins Glen, all to play for in 2 of the divisions, and some victory laps from Damien Konzig no doubt as well. And we will be here for it live on Twitch, so do make sure you tune in. Until then, we'll leave you with the highlights from tonight's race, and we'll see you then. My name has been John Wright. This has been round number 4 of the QRT Wild Things Racing Sunday Night League Season 2. And until next week, stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.